Okay, we're back. So all I gotta do is make AN lines and connect it to the transcooler and whatnot. Probably should hold you up here, better angle, right? Hide my chins. You notice my chins are pretty bad in other videos. Anyway, hook up the linkage, figure out a TV thing, and then drain the fluid. And I'm sure there's a couple other little things. Oh, I forgot that oil line. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna work on. So in this video, you should see everything kind of buttoned up and finished, all the fluid drained, and then put this thing on the ground, go do some burnouts. Make sure everything still works good, and then it's time to start driving it. Take it home, maybe Monday. If everything works great, maybe I'll take it home and drive to work Monday and detail it or something. We'll see. So here we go, time to make some lines. Here's another thing I want to touch on, and I kind of forgot to in that video how this thing is built or what's in it, is here is here's an AN kit. Now I'd have to look and find you the link, but that really is irrelevant, but it's 100% Chinese ship. This is straight made in China. 20 feet of 4AN, a whole box of fittings, and it was like 25 bucks. Okay, everything's done. All the lines are made. O'Reilly sells these little stud kit things, so that worked perfect. All I had to do is grind the nut flat a little bit on the back side so it cleared the idle adjustment. Okay, I just started it. I'm the only one here, so it's kind of a handful to record and do all this stuff, but I put 2 gallons, looks like almost 2 gallons in there, and then I ran it. I don't think the shifter linkage is set up right, but it takes 2 people to adjust it, go through all the detents, and then adjust it down beneath the car, make sure it's the right shifter plate thing. But it starts, it goes into gear, goes into reverse. You know, idle's kind of high, but yeah, I can fix all that later. Doesn't matter. I'm assuming the TV stuff, if at wide open throttle, it feels like full extension of the TV cable. Exhaust is quiet, so I think we're good. I don't see any trans leaks under it, trans fluid leaks. But so I had to finish making the lines, get the hose clamps. I had to, the frame rail bolts, the cross member bolts, or the frame cross member bolts, where trans cross member, and then I had to do the trans mount bolts. Let's see what else. I tightened the drive shaft bolts. I had to drill out the flex plate. I wish I could show you how much of a pain in the ass that was. Anyway, I had to drill out the flex plate bolts to fit the converter, and then notch one of them because there's one that's offset. What else did I have to do today? I'm gonna go get some hose clamps. This stud thing is the greatest. I wish I knew about these years ago. Never mind that. Oh my goodness. You're all right. So I got to put the interior back together, and then, oh my goodness. Well, shit. Okay, well, looks like I'm gonna have to clean off the trans jack so it doesn't rust. Cool, so I'm gonna put this thing on the ground, and then actually I'm gonna call Evan and see if he's around so we can adjust the shifter linkage, and then put it on the ground and go from there. All right, I gotta do something about all this water. All right, bye. Okay, we're down on the ground. The trans fan just runs nonstop because the trans isn't plugged in. So I think it's like a default setting on the Mega Squirt. So let's see if we have reverse. Going line. So none of the active gear trans temp stuff is going to be accurate. And I did already run it for a few minutes, so. Okay. Getting in a park is kind of a hell of a push. Alright, so I've been driving like 15-20 minutes here, running through all the gears, running first out pretty long, just making sure everything is getting filled and pressurized and fluid circulating. I've already had to add about 1.5 quarts while just running, since I left the garage and it was full. Actually, I overfilled it and I still had to add 1.5 quarts, but I forgot this old 727 drives pretty nice. Man, it hits every gear, hits every shift. It's not like knock your teeth out hard, but it sure as hell ain't like, sloppy or slush boxy. It honestly kind of drives like my diesel truck. You feel it shift, you get really heavy in the throttle and you can really feel it shift, but there's no question that you're hitting that gear. It's kind of coming down here by the beach to maybe stretch his legs a little, but there's traffic everywhere today. But God, I haven't driven this thing in a while. Pretty much since I moved it down to the garage to take the transmission out, and I forgot how tiny this car is. It's like a little golf cart compared to my truck. Yeah, so let's see if we can goose it here in a second. So here's from your stop. Second. Third. Wonder what that wobble was. Was that the truck or was that the road here? I don't know. We'll come to a stop and give it some room, and I'll make it leave with a little sauce here. Just go second. There's no reason to be hitting third speeds. All right, driveway's clean. I just put about 10 miles on this thing driving around Ballard. I guess, yeah, I can't even begin to tell you how much better the 727 works. The 4L80 in my head was going to be the greatest thing in the world. It had lockup, it had another gear, completely electronically controlled. But this thing hits every gear and it just feels good. I mean, it hits the gear, it holds it. I mean, second gear comes up on power, it comes up to the boost controller, and all of a sudden it's just rolling those fucking tires off. The 80 didn't do that. It would just come up on power and then just steamroll through whatever. So I kind of wish I kept those radials. And I was like, I'll never need the radials and skinnies. Might as well just sell them. No reason for them to sit around. But now I want to put them back on the car because this thing is way... I feel like I'm putting more power out of the engine to the wheels than I did with the 80. Like the 80 consumed a bunch, or the converter was super loose. This thing's really loose off idle, but once it turns a little bit of RPM, thing tightens up real quick. So maybe the converter was the problem in the 80 the whole time. So I don't know. Anyway, all right, so that's the end of this video. Now we've driven it. So next thing to do is go to the track in a couple weeks, hopefully, if they're still open and if the weather's good and if I have time to make it down there on Friday after work. What else is there to do? I could have put some of the interior back in. I think I'm just gonna leave exactly how it is right now. I'm gonna drive it to work. I'm gonna go pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up Sunday and then drive it to work Monday, clean it, you know, detail it, wash it, all that stuff. Change out the oil line on the turbo because I think it's still leaking. And then I guess just drive it for like a week. See how it goes. I'll, you know, post videos of my daily update and just see if I can really dial this thing in. And then a couple weeks from now we go on our Chelan trip or whatever, and then the weekend after that is the last test and tune day of the year. This video, like, subscribe, comment, keep watching. Maybe the next one hopefully be at the track, or actually the next couple of videos will be me driving it throughout the week.